Observing myself as a critical reader in English 201. The reader response theory is based on the idea that the relationship between a text and a reader is transactional. There is a give and a take. Interfusion of text and reader. A reader's reaction to literature is vital to interpreting the meaning. This asks readers to have questions about what they are responding to, how they feel, and what stands out to them. In I Have a Rendezvous with Death by Alan Seeger, the elements of this poem come together to create a meaning to each reader individually. In my interpretation, I believe that this openness to death is something that a lot of veterans felt. At any moment, there could be an attack, and the individual or any others around them could die in a moment's notice. Everyone knows that death is a part of war, but reading it from the perspective of an individual who felt this is different. He carries this feeling with him each day, but continues to fight, knowing that any moment could be his last. The writer seemed almost unfazed by death. It was following him around and he knew it was coming, but I think that many people in war share this common feeling of unknowingness of when death will find them. It may come and it may not, and they have to settle with this feeling. Reading strategy. A second reading of a text is a strong reading strategy. With a first read, a reader is able to understand the overall idea of a text. After a second reading, the reader may now be able to pick up on different themes, create deeper character connections, and have more unique thoughts and interpretations. A second reading allows a reader to hold a deeper understanding and learn more than with just one reading. An example of when I used a second reading was when reading The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien. One quote from the story is, "Among the necessities or near necessities were P38 can openers, pocket knives, heat tabs, wristwatches, dog tags, mosquito repellent, chewing gum, candy, cigarettes, salt tablets, packets of Kool-Aid, lighters, matches, sewing kits, military payment certificates, sea rations, and 2 or 3 canteens of water." This is all I was able to pick up on in the first reading. With just reading it one time, I noticed that the soldiers carried necessities with them. After a second reading, I was able to really see what each soldier carried. Each object that the soldier brought with them was special and unique to them in different ways. I did not realize this significance when I read it the first time, but with the second reading, I was able to grasp a deeper understanding. Digital tool applications. Flipgrid was a great way for an asynchronous class to be able to communicate with the other peers. This allows for more interpretations to be heard and understood. Students who may be nervous of speaking in class are able to express their thoughts and be able to fully think about what they would like to say and collect their thoughts in a strong and educated way. Connections. Many history courses use readings to teach about different past events. The tools learned through experiencing literature can be used in classes such as these. Using a second reading, for example, will be useful in these courses, and it allows for a stronger understanding of the text. This is a useful skill, as a deeper understanding allows the reader to apply what they have learned to future thoughts and create ideas based off what they have learned. Challenges. My biggest challenge is reading comprehension. This course gave me strategies that allow me to be able to comprehend what I have read. Using critical analysis, I have learned to be able to break a text into its parts and examine the different aspects of the reading and find new meanings. Also, focusing on literary elements allows the reader to separate the reading into different components, again, aiding in the process of understanding central themes and meanings. Most memorable experience. My most memorable experience in this course came from the Twitter share slides. Reading the tweets shared by the Jane Austen Lives account was the first time I related to an author. The tweets shared were something that I could relate to and understand. The Twitter share slides were also a way to hear about many different authors, as well as hear different reading suggestions from the tweets shared by other classmates. My aha moment was realizing that slowing down and taking my time makes a very large difference in my interpretation of a reading. I learned that reading a text slower or over a second time helps me to understand it more. I often quickly rush through readings and wonder why I do not understand it. This course has taught me how to realize This course has taught me how to read in a way that builds a stronger understanding.